Well, we are here, man. Tory Lanez has gotten stabbed in prison, and a lot of things went through my mind when I'm thinking about this situation that of him getting stabbed in prison. Cause I just seen the picture of him and two other guys, two other inmates that he uh, locked down with, and a couple of things go through my mind when I'm looking at the picture and I'm hearing that he got stabbed up, and I'm thinking to myself like, man, what were the two other guys that he was in the picture with? Like, what did anybody have his back? Did anybody know what was going on? Like, how did all of this happen? And what were the consequences behind it after he did get stabbed? But they're saying that he's in critical condition, that he needed hospital treatment, so he's in the hospital now, and that this all happened in the yard of the California Correctional Institution. So this was earlier Monday morning when this happened. But in the details, they're saying that there's no further details and information on why the stabbing occurred, why it happened. And that it was unclear what was the motivation behind the attack. But he was rushed, by an ambulance to the nearby civilian hospital in Bakersfield, is what was being reported. But the picture that he took with the two other inmates that I got posted, and that's in the thumbnail also, he posted the picture and it's saying that he was mentioning something about that he got a new album coming out that was going to be dropping soon. And it just shows you, man, how crazy things can occur, and it makes you think, like, why are they occurring, and who's trying to stop Tory from being able to have success and still being, locked behind them walls. Because you got to think about it. He's able to still work and put out an album behind prison, and the mixtape that he not too long ago put out sounded as if he wasn't even in, locked up in prison at all. It sounded like he was in the studio. So you got to think about the people that's probably in, allegedly, and I say this allegedly, that are fans of Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not saying she has anything to do with this at all, but it also kind of make you scratch your head on, like, why is it happening now? I mean, after he done put out a mixtape and now he's saying he got an album on the way, he's still able to make money. So if he able to still make money musically behind, while he behind the prison walls, the jail walls, or however you want to put it, it's gonna be somebody probably that like F with Megan Thee Stallion that don't, or somebody that's not even I don't even want to put that in nobody, not nobody in our camp, but let's just say if that was a situation, or somebody in Rock Nation or whoever, somebody that don't like, and the fact that he's able to make money and able to put money on his own books from the money that he recouping from, mixtape, sales and anything dealing with that, and saying he got a new album on the way. You got to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Somebody don't like that. And somebody trying to clearly send a message, because he been keeping his nose clean. So if you keeping your nose clean and something like this just all of a sudden happen out of nowhere, and you got to think about who don't want him, that's in the high powers or whatever, making no money behind them wall. And then on top of that, I feel like he got framed behind the whole Megan Thee Stallion situation. But Tory didn't have the right lawyer to be able to represent him. And that's why he's in prison as we speak. He didn't have the right lawyer representing him. Because that whole Megan Thee Stallion situation, all that didn't even sound remotely clear, like, to him doing anything of any sort to harm this woman. But all of a sudden, he gets stabbed in the court in a California correctional facility yard early Monday morning. You got to watch the company you keep. You can't trust everybody, but it's like when you lock down, it's like you taking risk on who you can trust. You taking risk on who you can trust by you posting pictures of people who you think that fuck with you and that you don't really know if they really do. Not saying they don't and not saying they do. But you can't trust nobody, I can tell you that much. Now, I don't know where these other two gentlemen was at when all this happened. But you know what they say, right? It's always the one, it's always seemed like it's the one that you last in the picture with when something happened. Either they knew of something, not saying that these gentlemen did. Either they knew of something was about to go down, or something just don't seem right. And now that it went down, it kind of make you want to go back to the source. It kind of make you want to go back to who was he last seen with. Now, these are all just common sense clues that I'm putting together as far as, like, you know, with puzzle pieces of anything of that matter, what you want to say to try to connect the dots on this whole Tory Lanez situation. Because if you pay closely attention, he was working on his way again now, but not having an actual date on when it is that he will be released. But he was like working on his way of getting out of there, out of prison. You got to keep that in mind as well. You're on your way out. No date set though, but you're on your way out. And then you mentioned that you got an album on the way. And then you taking pictures with your fellow inmates. You got to kind of put in the back of your mind, like, it's so many things you can pinpoint. And now all of a sudden it's happening. And on the side note, to separate this whole situation, I ain't trying to bring no entertainment value to this, but I'm just saying, whatever that wig was that he had on his head, and I could have put that picture in the thumbnail in this video too, but I just decided not, because he didn't even look like he was alive. And I don't even want that type of vibe even on my channel or in my video. But I seen the video, that's the picture that was taken of Tory Lanez. And I guess he was in the hospital, and he looked like he had some sort of type of wig on. And I hope to God that Tory Lanez wasn't wearing that wig when he was in that California correctional facility yard, because you already like every bit of 4'11". So if you thinking that niggas ain't try you then, when they see you with that on, they really gonna, you know what I'm saying, try to test you. Because he looked crazy with that wig on. But that was a side note. But this whole thing situation, just to set this up, man, I kind of see why short dudes be so angry all the time. They got a lot that they got to go against when it comes down to this world that we living in. A lot of people gonna try you because of your height. A lot of people gonna think shit's sweet because of your height. So you always in defense mode. And it's always like you always gotta fight for everything that you, I mean, just for no damn reason. That's why I was kind of hoping that the guys that Tory Lanez was in that picture with really had his best interest. But after that picture and now this happened, it kind of make it seem like kind of cloudy to judge. It kind of make it seem like maybe they didn't have his best interest. Because we didn't hear nothing about anybody else getting stabbed up. But when you lock down, you take risk on who you can trust. And it just so happened, it seems like, from what it looks like from the outside looking in, that risk won't reward it. Or at least not yet. But we only can see, and it's only to be continued. Because this right here is something that just look real shady. It look real sketchy. You gotta watch who the company you keep. Can't trust nobody but God himself. I wish Tory Lanez a speedy recovery and that free Tory Lanez that he get out. Keep his head up. The real one's gonna ride with him. Because he shouldn't even be locked down anyway. It's Sensei Reality Show. I'll let y'all on the next rebound tip. One love. Peace.